Hi, my name is Imran Khan. I am the Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and MMA instructor at Angel Lines Fitness. Well, to keep it brief, we start with kickboxing classes in the morning, including running outdoors. We go from 5 to 10 miles every morning outside in the J. Blanchard Park next door. Besides that, first class in the morning is kickboxing, followed by more cardio kickboxing classes where we incorporate Muay Thai, lots of striking with the legs and arms. Besides that, we have self-defense classes. The trainings we have here at Angel Lines Fitness all incorporate the basic principles, which is to be self-motivated, learn a discipline, and also learn how to protect yourself. We do that from the morning when we first started with running outside. We run about 5 to 10 miles every morning between the hours of 7 and 8 o'clock. I have some runners run faster, some slow, but we go out on the street and do that. And then when we get back to the gym, we have our first class at 9 a.m. where we train the students in cardio kickboxing, which is more of a weight loss program, not more for the essence of fighting. But they have all the same combinations, but they're hitting the bags that you see around me. They're usually using those bags, and they're using gloves and wrapping their hands, jumping rope. So the training is pretty tough. It's an hour at a time classes, unless you're taking the mixed martial arts classes. That's 2 hours each. So that's the longest class we have here. Sometimes we have weekend classes once a week. I have all the fighters come in, and we do an 8-hour session where nobody gets a break till the 8 hours are done. So they're here for 8 hours with me, and we train straight for 8 hours. Except for water breaks and bathroom breaks, they don't get to go anywhere or stop for long periods of time. The only requirement is that you have to have a strong, confident, and strong-willed personality, something that cannot be shattered by tough exercises. Some people are strong on the outside physically, but emotionally and will is not strong. So they start working out, and they see that they're not doing well, and that's a big deterrent. And they say, well, I can't do this, so I'm just going to quit. I always tell people that, you need to be stronger than that. And people say, but Imran, this workout is tough. I say, well, you're tougher. Be tougher than the workout. If you're tougher than the workout, the workout will not defeat you in any way. So that's one of the requirements. Secondly, you have to have, of course, a good job or financial backing to pay for membership. We have some situations where members lose their jobs, or with the economy the way it is, a couple of members lost their jobs and they had to cancel. They weren't happy about it, but they promised that as soon as they get their financial abilities back to normal, they're going to get a job or whatever else, they're going to come back and rejoin. So we have these kind of minimum requirements. Besides that, when you come here, you have to have a can-do attitude, and not a I'm not sure, or I can't do this, or I actually don't allow the word can't in class. Can't, or I don't know, uncertainty is not allowed. You have to be sure of yourself. If you're sure that you're not going to do it, then pack up and leave. If you're sure you're going to stay, then stay. I don't want a maybe personality on the floor, because that's contagious. Everybody starts thinking that way, and then eventually the whole class is not sure of themselves. And that's not the way we want to train people here. I was trained in Thailand for Muay Thai and Japan for Jiu-Jitsu. I was lucky enough to travel almost all around the world, with my dad being a quality assurance representative for Boeing. And he went to every plant where Boeing builds airplanes. So when he went to Thailand, I went there for a little while. I was very young then, and I didn't stay for long. We were actually moving straight to Okinawa, Japan. So the first martial arts that I learned were Aikido, followed by Ishinryu, followed by Jiu-Jitsu. And then I liked Jiu-Jitsu more than the others, so I started learning that longer. And I went all the way up to the second black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. After that, I came back to the United States and Mongolia, where we actually have a house and we live. And I joined the military in the United States when I came here, and it was the Marine Corps. And the United States Marine Corps has bases all over the world, and it actually helps the soldiers train and cross-train with other allied forces. For example, Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF, we train with them for Krav Maga. Philippines, we train for Kali and Eskrima. And with Thailand, we actually train for Muay Lirit. Muay Lirit is actually the military version of Muay Thai, where we use knives and weapons. You can have a gun and still do Muay Thai. You can have a knife and still do Muay Thai. They actually give you, training on all kinds of ground and stand-up fighting. So my background is very diverse. I have been in all kinds of situations where we had to fight in military bases, and also got to fight in out of military bases where you are on your own in the ring. You don't have someone going to jump in and stop the fight. That you keep going until one of you has to either pass out or knock out. So I mean, it's a pretty straight fighting style. The age limit that we usually say is good for Muay Thai is the minute the child can start walking. In Thailand, you will find children as young as probably 4 or 3 years old who are walking. They put some Muay Thai shorts on them, and their father starts having them pick up their hands and cover their faces. And if you see my son, he's only 19 months old, and I trained him on that already. He walks around and he'll bounce up and down and he'll boxer shuffle, and he covers his face better than half of my students do. Because this is where it starts. You have to start from a very young age and work them to the point that when they get older, it becomes a muscle memory. The minute he hears a sound or something happens, his hands come up. And that's important, that you want to protect your face. And why do we emphasize so much on protect your face is because the brain is not in your knees, it's above your head and above your eyes. And you don't want to get in the eyes. If you can't see, you can't fight. If you can't breathe, you can't fight. Your throat is essential. Your ears, you have to listen, to the movement of the legs, arms. You have to protect your temples, forehead, and brain, of course. So it's very important that your face is always covered. You can get bruised up, bumped up all over the body, but it won't stop you from thinking fast. The headshots are very, very delicate. You have a hard headshot to the head. Women especially, they have a disadvantage of long hair. I always tell people, if you have long hair from Muay Thai, you must tie it down, or else it'll get in your eyes and you won't be able to do it. Like you might have seen some of the students tonight who were sparring, 1 or 2 of them, like Rafael, he has long hair. It's always getting in his way, so he has to put a beanie on, or he has to put a hair tie on or something that keeps it from getting out of the eyes. You saw the lady who was here in class tonight, his girlfriend Yakima. Yakima has long hair, but you see she has 2 or 3 ties. And I always treat them like they're all fighters. I don't say one is a girl, one's a guy. I don't see the gender. I always see the person's abilities. You have to train there and build their abilities and skills. It doesn't matter what the vessel is. Could be a man, woman, child. A coach's job is to train everybody in the same way. You just have to make the difficulty level change that, because I can't teach a 19-month-old difficult combos because he won't retain them. But I can teach a 19-year-old more. So I just modify, and that's where I have to know what to do with who. And that's not something that anybody can do. You have to be doing martial arts for a long time to be able to almost read your student. You have to know this student is able to do this one can do this. Everybody has their own skills, everybody has their own weaknesses. So you have to sharpen their weaknesses and pressurize their skills, so under pressure the skill becomes even stronger.